Hello and welcome back. We're back for another episode after a wild weekend in D3 track and field. We saw, what do we see? We saw Ella Barron
We saw
break.
some crazy stuff. Yeah, women's distance was going absolutely wild. Yeah, smashed the record. She ran 440. The record was 443. Crushed it in the mile over at the Armory. And then we had Esther Sealand in the 800, running crazy fast, 205.9. And we had Cassie Parker in the 3K, dropping a 913, becoming the second woman to break 920 in D3 history. And we're going to catch up with Cassie tonight, talk a lot more about that. But we got a big weekend ahead of us, too. The action is not stopping at all.
Yep, BU is the highlight here, as we mentioned on our Instagram. A lot of DMR teams will be squaring off, so that'll be a lot of fun to see as well. We have 6 major players, at least in that heat alone. There are some other people as well. And, help us talk about the DMR. We do have the John Carroll men DMR team here all the way from Boston, ready to fill us in. And so they're here today. Join us. John Carroll, what's up? How you guys doing?
Not too bad, Stu. How are you?
Oh, doing well. It's always good to see you all.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, how you guys feeling for tomorrow? Excited?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like every day you get a chance to go up against the best people in Division 3. I mean, it's cool that, I guess Jordan Carpenter put this all together, but I mean, it's pretty cool. We all get the opportunity to do it. I mean, it's kind of like a national stage, so just go out there, have fun, especially in that facility. I mean, it's a fast track, so
that
it is.
Definitely.
Yeah, talk about a little bit, behind it. I know, Ian, you tweeted at us, I think that's you in the background, it's a little blurry, that, it's a big year for D3 DMRs. And, what was the decision behind going out here? You kind of mentioned a little bit, facing off against good teams, but, why not stay in Ohio and take on some of the OAC teams or any Midwest teams?
I mean, OAC teams have been running amazing too. But it's just like, once again, getting the opportunity to, I think this year is like a big step in Division 3 to showing like we have the talent. I mean, Aiden Ryan went 356. We have guys like Alex going sub 14. So just having that stage with all Division 3 teams getting together and showing that we can put together like solid DMR teams, and hopefully have a few teams underneath that old national record. So just kind of showing what D3 is made of and just being a part of that is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely.
We don't have the performance list yet. The women's is out, but do you want to run through, your lineup, who's running what?
Yeah. So to start us off, we have Ian on the 1200. Then I don't know if you know who Garrett Clark is. He's our top 400 guy. He'll be on the 400. Caleb in the 800, and then me on the 1600 leg.
Nice. So you'll probably be going up against Aiden and Alex Wilson from MIT, who just dropped a 406. You ready for that?
Yeah, there's definitely no fear going into it. I think that Michigan Mile was a really good starting place, 405, but I don't think that's a good reflection of where my fitness is right now. So I'm definitely ready for any punches that are thrown at me tomorrow.
Nice. Awesome. And Caleb, you broke a school record, right?
Yeah, recently in the 1,000. Yep.
In the 1,000. So you're ready to drop down a little bit in the 800?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling good. Got a chance, credit to these guys here. I ran against them and just so happened to outkick them in the last 300 a little bit. So using some of that speed, but yeah, it was a lot of fun and I feel ready to kind of convert down, 200 less meters and a little bit quicker. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that, coming off some good energy, to say the least.
Nice. Well, good luck, guys. And talk to us a little bit more. You guys mentioned it, D3, it's going crazy right now. We're running fast. How does it feel to be one of the teams that is pushing that envelope and pushing that boundary? Like you said, we've already seen a sub 14. D3, it's incredible this year. Yeah, how does it feel to be one of the teams that's up there, mixing it up?
You, Alex.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a really cool experience, one, to be part of some of the fastest races in D3 history, especially going to Boston here, where it might be one of the fastest DMRs in D3 history, with a chance to compete and be at the top of that. is really cool. And it's also really cool to watch some of the guys like Aiden, the guys from Claremont, Pomona, all these guys that are running so fast. It's just really cool to be in college while that's happening.
Definitely.
And then take us through, individually, what you all are doing the next day. You guys coming back. Alex, I know you're in the 3K. Ian, you're in the mile. Caleb, are you running anything?
Yeah, I'm in the Open 800.
Open
Nice.
800. Sweet. So nice big weekend for the whole squad then, doubling up.
Pretty cool names in some of these heats too. It should be exciting to see how D3 stacks up against these bigger teams, bigger names.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just being able to go to BU and race against those people, it's such a great atmosphere that I'm sure you guys are going to thrive under that.
And with all the professional names in the 5K and the top of the 3K, that'll be an incredible experience to hopefully watch those guys run.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Who's your pick in the 5K?
Evan Jager.
Jager.
Nice. I like that.
Coming off the injury.
We're going to go with that.
Heard it here first.
Lopez Lamong's in it, isn't he?
I know Mohamed's in it. I don't know. Is Lopez?
Lopez is in it. Lopez is my pick.
I know at least Mo's in it. Well, guys, thanks for joining. I know this was, right before the day of the race. I don't want to take up too much of your pre-race routine, but good to hear from you guys. We'll be looking forward to seeing those results and seeing what you guys do this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really great talking to you guys. Thank you for having us on again.
Yeah. Best of luck, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Cheering for you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Take it easy.
Nice.
Awesome. So I'm sure we'll have a few more DMR teams here coming in at the middle of the show, maybe even at the end of the show. So we'll keep you informed on that as well. But good to hear from the John Carroll guys. Mike, going back to this weekend, one thing I want to talk about again, and I don't want to keep talking about this as I don't want to take away from anyone's performances or, keep harping on it or even being a Skip Bayless type of the D3 running world. But, it's something we said. I went down the rabbit hole after last weekend. You take Esther, for example. She gets credited she runs the D3 record, right? And the way in which the record book works is that you got to run on a 200-meter track, whether it be flat, whether it be banked. If you run on an oversized track, they'll credit you with an all times, all best condition, but you don't get credited for a record. So the rabbit hole that I crawled down was to kind of figure out why this is and why this came about. And especially since, it seems weird for a sport that is reflected on numbers and times to not give credit to the fastest time.
Yeah.
And especially since if you look at our indoor meet, whenever we go to a flat track, D3, that is 300-meter track, 200-meter bank track, it's converted down equally. It's the same. So in the eyes of math, in the eyes of conversions, there doesn't seem to be a benefit from that perspective, if you think of it that way, from bringing things down. So it's not like 300 meters track have X amount of advantage because of the time. It's the same considered for a bank track, but yet one can get you on the qualifying list and the other can't get you a record. So here's where I'm going with this now. So I was like, why is this happening? So I went looking into Yusufica and what their situation was. So they base their stuff off of international track standards. And I was like, okay, what does this mean? So then this took me to IAAF Indoor Worlds qualifying. So for Indoor Worlds, you have to run on a 200-meter track. It has to be banked, or flat, and it can't be on a 300-meter track. So if you think of that, a college sport is going towards what an international governing body does for the elite level, right? And especially the D3 level. Obviously, we want to promote D3 and show it for everything that it is, but some of these times aren't going to qualify for the Indoor Worlds. So if you look at other college sports, for example, soccer, in international soccer, if it's a tie after regular time, they go into, for international, that is, they'll go into 2 15-minute periods. And if not, they'll go into a shootout. D3 soccer, and by the way, there's stoppage time, so injury time adds on to that. For soccer in D3, it's 2 45-minute periods with a 5-minute halftime. Same thing for basketball. International basketball is 4 10-minute quarters. College basketball is 2 20-minute halves. So every other sport isn't going by the international standard. So why would track do that, and why especially would D3 track go for that? So my stance is here, if you're running a 300-meter track and a 200-meter bank track, one can count for the same for your standard purposes in qualifying, but one can't be a record because we're following international track standards when every other college sport isn't following international track standards or international standards for their sport. Doesn't make sense. So with that said, I've been talking with the D3 historian, Coach Kirk Reynolds out of Pomona Pitzer, as well as Coach Kelly from CMS, or formerly CMS, and they've let us kind of take their all-times list that they've worked on, and we're going to be able to promote that on our site. So that'll be pretty fun to be able to start having our work or their work on our site that we'll be able to use and reference when we talk about times. Because I think USFL just came out here and decided, hey, we're going to do things that way. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to decide that as well. If they can do it, we can do it. And if any coaches out there listening and are like, this is not a good take, this is completely wrong, let me know. I'm open to it. I don't want to stand up here on some pedestal thinking I'm right. I could easily be wrong here. So anyone who disagrees, love to hear your take and have a conversation about it. But given those stats and statistics on what I looked up, I think 300-meter track should be on the record book here. And speaking of, great introduction, rant over. We're going to bring on now the all-times, all-bests condition record holder, whatever you want to call her. She ran the fastest D3 3K of all time, running 9:13.10. Cassie Parker. Cassie, welcome to the Double.
Hello.
Hi, yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you back once again to join us, and this time talk about the 3K. First things first, we need to call you out on something here. When you came on for your championship or champion episode, you said, I'm not going to take indoors too hard. I'm going to focus on outdoors. And you've had a fabulous indoor season so far. So congratulations. But where did that shift come from? You just got fit and wanted to see how fast you could run?
I guess so. I mean, I just didn't think I was going to be in that kind of shape coming into indoor track, especially since, this was on the TL for a while. So like a week after cross country, I slipped and fell on some ice and I hurt my back pretty bad. So I was struggling with that for a couple weeks. And another reason why I didn't compete in December, because I was not, able to run at all. So I felt like that was kind of going to affect my training too. But I don't know. I guess my coach printed off the all top 10 list, and he was like, I think you're ready to run some of these. And then he mentioned getting me into some fast races, and then I guess it just kind of went from there.
Awesome. Gotcha. No, it's got to be pretty exciting to be able to run that, and especially go to Notre Dame in that field. First of all, we got to hear your dog, Natty. She's made an appearance on the Instagram story. So do you want to do the grand unveiling of Natty?
Yeah, let's see if she'll come here. Come here. Here's your ball. We have loads of tennis balls around because that's her favorite toy. So,
for those listening to the podcast, this is another reason to watch on YouTube. As you can see, the dog, there she is.
She's kind of like a cat.
So
this is
you
Natty.
mentioned when you post on Instagram, you need to run with her a lot. How much are you running with her?
She probably runs on average 15 miles with me. Some weeks more or less. This week less, just because I'm training for a big meet tomorrow. But typically I like to bring her on runs weekends where I'm not racing.
Nice. Yeah. So one thing that I wanted to ask you about, so on your episode with D3 Glory Days, you talk about how you sort of went from being at a running club and you just had this mindset shift to wanting to break a D3 record. And now you've kind of arrived where pretty much all the records you want are in your sight. Every race you toe the line, the records are in jeopardy. How does it feel to kind of be at this point in your running career where things are going so well? And yeah, just how's that feel?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like all my hard work that I've done in the past is kind of starting to add up. Kind of seeing myself where I've always wanted to be. I was kind of more like in shock like the day after. I was like, wow, I really ran that because the goal was to go like 9:20. And then, yeah, I just kind of like felt motivated during the race. So I don't know. And I also feel like this is kind of like just the beginning,
Yeah.
of like something good. So
that's awesome. Has it set in yet, that 9:13? Are you still processing that?
It is. And now I'm trying to process what could be tomorrow. So
yeah, before we get into tomorrow, I guess it maybe relates to tomorrow. Heading to Notre Dame, you get to go against the Haas twin. Are they twins or they're sisters? From Minnesota. Some pretty big D1 names that you're going up against. Is there a shift in your mindset or strategy when it comes to the field that you're in, or do you see yourself kind of racing up to your competition?
I feel like in cross country, I was kind of following the D1 field a bit, just kind of picturing myself like where I could be. So familiarizing myself with like their times and their previous races. Prior to Notre Dame, I was super nervous, didn't know what was going to happen. I was like, oh my gosh, what if, I just don't have a good race and I don't run a good time. But, when that gun goes off, it just all goes away. But now I'm kind of getting the nerves again. But now racing against most of those people already that are going to be there tomorrow, I feel pretty confident. I'm seated third, so I know Callie, from Iowa State, she's a good runner. We've kind of ran similar times in the past, given that D1 had a pretty good cross-country nationals field.
One thing that I wanted to – oh, sorry.
Yeah, she wants more star time on the YouTube.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. One thing I wanted to hit on was sort of – I just wanted you to talk about the team culture at Loras, because you're not the only athlete from the school that is currently top in the nation in D3. It's pretty incredible. You got Mike Jassa in the 800, in the 400, Alyssa. So you guys are just a powerhouse in D3. What's that like, being with so many competitive athletes and being one yourself that's kind of leading the nation? What's that team culture like?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of different because we have different coaches, so we don't, do our workouts together and stuff. But we definitely do like come together and support each other. When we hear like how our races went, or we try to like cheer each other on if we're at the same meets. And then we kind of just like get really close, when it comes to nationals. And that's when we get to know each other and we really like, come together and we're like, just like, go out there, do the best you can. So that experience is pretty cool. But I would say overall, it's a pretty like humbling and positive culture that we have here at Loras. We're all on the track together and we all support each other. So
nice.
With your combined program, both teams are top 2 in the nation right now. Do you kind of see those goals as your own goals, like their goals are your goals and your goals are their goals, if that made sense?
A little bit. A little confusing, but I would say we focus like individually, and I feel like the team results just speak for themselves. That being said, all of our events aren't quite finished yet. So possibly maybe even adding like a DMR team next week. That I would be a part of. and just keep improving on our marks. I feel like anything can happen at nationals, and like we're aware of that because our team knows that. So we're not trying to like get let the first place rankings, kind of like, I don't know. We're just trying to stay humble and like realize anything could happen. Yeah, we realize we don't have a lot of depth, but we have a lot of top marks. So that's been pretty cool, and it's just really cool to see everyone breaking all these records like so early on.
Yeah, seeing last weekend what you ran, Esther ran, Ella ran, does that get you fired up and keep you motivated to like, oh, I can't settle because there are some people that could give me a run for my money here at the national meet?
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely confident about my 5K or seeing where that goes. Yeah, I definitely get fired up seeing all these other people breaking these records and running good times. Like it just kind of pushes me more. Also, like the fact that I ran in a D1 field and there was some really good people in there that was up against and, ran a faster time then. So that kind of motivates me too to just keep doing what I've been doing. And the nationals meets will be definitely a strategy when it comes.
Nice. Awesome. So I guess kind of transitioning into your upcoming race, that 5K. If you wanna call out a time, feel free. Ella and Aiden, they called their shot. They broke the record. If you want to call your shot, we're giving you an opportunity. If you want to keep your cards close to your chest, we understand. But if you want to throw out a time, to do it. Some are saying it's good luck.
I think I'll call my shot. Nice. We're gonna start at like a subtle 15:50 pace, and then kind of work our way into like during the race. Just given people might go out fast, but it'll just like push me to stay with them and then keep moving up like I did in the 3K. Like started out on pace and then just kept moving up as everyone was falling back. Yeah, I'll definitely be motivated during the 5K.
Nice, awesome. Well, best of luck. We'll be cheering for you for sure.
Thank you.
So, if I'm hearing that correctly, record 16:05. You're saying no. I'm gonna shatter it.
Well, hopefully, just sub 16.
Yeah.
If it's better than that, that would be really cool. But
oh, that's awesome. Well, and that's at tomorrow, like midday, right?
Yeah, 4:30.
4:30. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll be keeping an eye on that and keeping everyone up to date. You mentioned that the DMR, both obviously your men's team seems to have some pieces, but it sounds like you have some pieces as well. Do you want to fill us in on potentially, not getting ahead of ourselves here from tomorrow, but what that your DMR could look like given what we're going to see out east here this weekend?
Yeah, I guess we're just going to kind of put some more pieces together on our team and see what a potential DMR could do for our team and like team points at nationals. The goal is, to run a top 8 time. And, if we run good and our girls like can put us in a good spot, we'll probably run it at nationals. We have a lot of good 400s. Stop it.
Maddie.
And we have some pretty good mid-distance girls for 12 and 800. And then I would go in on the mile. So I don't know. I feel like as like the last one out, possibly just cruising in the 5K at nationals and just putting the speed in the DMR, and we'll see where that gets us. So,
I know we're indoor. I don't get too ahead of ourselves, but outdoor, do you have anything circled or you're looking to do? I know you mentioned the 10K, but does the 3K kind of shift maybe some shorter distances for you?
I mean, we do want to hit the outdoor 1500 record, like the school record, not the D3 record, because I don't really have that much speed. Just kind of doing that a couple times, but mainly focusing on the 5K and 10K. Hopefully, well, I'll definitely have 2 outdoor seasons to break. Hey, stop it. To break the D3 record, and kind of going out some places for some good meets, some competition. Not quite sure where. It's still up in the air. It's not final, but for sure traveling some places.
Oh,
awesome.
That's good to hear. Yeah, to kind of, especially what you did at Notre Dame, I'm sure the athletic department's like, all right, that's worth it to send you where you need to go to run some quick times. And then obviously Iowa State, that's not as probably drastic of a drive for you all, though.
No, it's not too bad. It's only 3 hours. Yeah, and then we also have some generous alumni that are coming through for us.
Oh, awesome.
So.
Well, Cassie, we don't want to keep you. I know Natty needs your attention now, but it's good to kind of hear from you and learn more about the record. She called her shot, sub 16, maybe 15:50. We'll see tomorrow. But yeah, best of luck and thanks for joining us.
Yeah, congrats and good luck.
Thank you.
Of course. I'm sure we'll talk to you again soon.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
See ya.
All right. That was great to hear from Cassie Parker on her 3K and what she's going to do tomorrow in the 5K. If you're an athlete out there that's looking to break a record, the double is open for you to call your shot. We're 2 for 2 so far in that, and we are more than welcome to have you on to talk more about that. So, Mike, I'm going to transition us here. You don't know this, but I know this. Jordan Carpenter is in the waiting room.
Hey.
And he's the man behind this big weekend, the DMR weekend. He gave me some tidbit information here early on. I had to hold on to it for a while. He finally, Sunday, let me tweet out who is competing. But to hear from the man himself in his BU red is Jordan Carpenter. Jordan, welcome back to D3 Glory Days. And welcome to the double. It's kind of what your idea spawned to life.
Yeah, this is the first time I've been on the double, so this is new for me.
You're hitting it all. You're hitting your own episode, your last year's track stuff, and now the double.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun meet this weekend. It's funny, with Cassie just on listening to her, that 3K record may not last very long. I don't know if you peruse the start list at BU, but I think it's going to be under attack. Which is going. I think there's the potential that, looking at these start lists, I think 3 Division III all-time records could be set at BU this weekend.
You're saying men's DMR, women's 8, and potentially the women's 3K with Ella?
With Ella. Ooh.
I missed it. So 4.
What's the 4th?
Do you think women's DMR?
Oh, men's 3K.
Oh, true.
Yeah, I took a few notes, maybe we walk through these, the DMR, that was just something I just thought would be really fun. A lot of the Northeast teams always come here, at the coaches convention. I just kind of said to, a lot of my old colleagues in Division III, let's get you all together on the same track and have some fun and break the record. And so a lot of teams made the trip. You've got John Carroll coming here, Alex Phillip having an awesome season, anchoring that DMR. You've got Williams, obviously, coming off Aiden Ryan's sub 4, huge under 4.
Yeah.
You've got MIT has a really strong squad with Ryan Wilson on the anchor, just ran 4:06. He's a 1:48 guy in the 800. You've got Lynchburg in their middle distance strength. Plus, a handful of other squads. SUNY Geneseo, always really strong. Emory made the trip from Georgia. They think they've got a good squad. That's all just you look at the women's side, then you have the national champions in John Hopkins. You've got a bunch of the really strong Northeast programs, Middlebury, Tufts, Williams, SUNY Geneseo making the trip on the women's side as well, along with MIT and Ithaca. So I think 2 races where you're going to see not only a ton of NCAA qualifiers, but I think on the men's side especially, you may see. I'm gonna call my shot.
Oh, here we go, Mr. Meet Director guy.
Please
I think we see 3 teams under the old record. That's
3
my
teams.
that's my call. I won't give you the 3 or the order, but I think we have 3 going on.
And for those wondering, that time, I just put it in our comment because someone asked. It is 9:46.95.
Yep, I think
that sound right.
Potential for a sub 9:40. There's going to be a couple other teams in the field with them. A couple Division I teams that are seated around that 9:40. I could see a Division III team winning the race overall, which I think would be really cool.
How much credit will you take then if that happens?
I get all the credit.
We get some because every record is just getting broken after people call their shot.
No, it's going to be fun, and it just like perusing through the start list. It's filled with Division III talent, and they're just showing that like talent is talent, right? Like if you're fast, you're fast, and there's going to be Division III folks in some of the fastest fields here, and I think that's the exciting thing about running. That's what I love about running is division doesn't matter, where you start doesn't matter. Like what can you throw down on the track? And that's a really cool thing about this sport. Sue, I took notes on some of these. I don't know, but
I'm ready. But can I interrupt you for 1 second? We have another squad in the waiting room, and they're racing tomorrow. I want to give them their 5 minutes. Do you have time to hang out with us after we talk to them?
Yeah, we can run it through.
Do you want to talk to them? I mean, I want to make sure that our college athletes get their sleep tomorrow.
Yeah. Pull them in.
Nice.
All right, here we go. Welcoming to the Lynchburg Boys, as they have their name.
Yo.
What's going on, guys?
Nothing much. We're just chilling.
Yeah. You guys in the hotel?
Yeah, we're all just kind of sitting on a bed right now. It's a little gross, but it's
Hey, it's all right. That's what happens for the pre-meet. Well, take us through for people that don't know you all, and for the podcast since they can't see you. Who's who with the voices, and what are you running tomorrow in the DMR?
Yeah, we have one guy standing up here, so you can start for.
I'm Tor Davidson. I'm running the 8 leg in the DMR tomorrow.
Max Sparks running the 12 leg tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm Sam Lanessa. I'm running the mile leg.
And Kyle Offenberger running the 400.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So take us through, Jordan was kind of mentioning that, he spoke with a lot of college coaches and wanted to kind of bring outside schools in, not from the Northeast. It's funny if you look on the record book, it's like all NESCAC schools that own the top 10 basically. So what went into your guys' decision to come up north and run this DMR?
Yeah, I got a text from our coach, and he was like, there might be a solid DMR happening at BU. And I was like, I'm down. Like we need to run fast. That record is definitely going down tomorrow. It might not be from us. There's some solid teams out there. Hopefully we can sneak under, but we definitely think it's going down. We just want to be in the contention. There's some solid teams like Williams. I think Williams is going to get it. I don't know if I can say that because I'm in the race, but they're definitely the favorite for the D3 schools, and it'd be fun just to race them. I want to be in the contention there for sure.
What's your guys' school record? Is that you going for that?
It's like
it's gonna be gone. It's like 10-16.
It's like 10-16. Okay. Hopefully we can run like 9:50, nice. Maybe 9:47 or whatever the record is, 9:46. Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, you guys have had a strong season so far. I know one of your teammates slid into our DMs, shouting you guys out with school records in the mile, and I think also the 800 too. It sounds like a few of them were broken. You've been on the rise here. You caught our attention last year with the 5K and 1500 meter depth. But what's kind of been going on behind the scenes in this like resurgence that Lynchburg has been having the last few years?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have like a lot of depth. Like we're trying to get like 10 guys under 15 in the 5K for outdoor. And I think if we can set that up, that'd be a really good stepping stone for our program and lead us to a really good cross country season. But yeah, I mean, our program, like our bottom guys are now what our middle guys used to be, and we're just progressing like crazy, and it's awesome to see, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and that kind of goes along with the trajectory. We talked about this with the John Carroll boys of D3. Just everything's improving. Do you feel that kind of push? Like you said, being in a race with Williams, you feel that energy and that excitement around D3?
100%. Like Aiden Ryan, man, what a 356 in the mile. That's crazy. Like, I can't even imagine like running that. But dude, like it's just another level now, and it's awesome. Yeah. I love it. Like I'm fighting to get into nationals right now, and I love it. It's great. I really like it. I mean, I don't know what you guys think.
I think the coolest part about this meet, honestly, is that we get to race like Division I guys. And other sports don't offer that. You can't be a Division III baseball team and play a Division I baseball team most times. And we get that opportunity to come up to BU, race like the Syracuse, the Harvards, the Yales of the world.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be fun. It's going to make it fast.
Yeah.
Give us our best shot to maybe qualify for a national race or break school records or whatever. So I'm pumped.
Super pumped.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever run on the BU track?
We just did. We just ran 200 meters on it, like for pre-meet, but we never ran.
Never raced on it. No.
Never raced on it.
I've raced at the Reggie Lewis Center.
Okay.
So I was interested to see how this would shape compared to that, because that's a lower bank kind of.
Yeah.
But I love the track at BU.
Seems fast.
I can see why it sets all those national records now.
Yeah.
But there's something out there.
Yeah.
It deserves the hype for sure.
It does deserve the hype.
It lives up to the expectations.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah.
Max, you drew some attention from the D3 Glory Days staff with your look in the postseason. Was it conference? The shaved your head and the handlebar mustache. Are we going to see anything like that tomorrow? We're going to save that for maybe the big dance.
Got a little bit going on.
You'll see the mustache, the handlebar mustache shaved down, but growing out my hair a little bit. Maybe at the end of the year I'll shave it again, but the parents weren't too happy with the haircut choice. Trying to grow it out for them too.
Yeah,
I love it. If that counts for anything.
I just realized my mic wasn't on this entire time.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Podcasting 101. Make sure your mic's on.
We can hear you still, so that's not too bad.
All right, I'll figure this out later. Oops. But yeah. No, I'm glad you guys were able to come on here. We let Cassie call her shot. Obviously, tomorrow you guys want to go for a big time as a team, DMR wise. But anything you all want to call out for yourselves individually? Obviously, I know some of you have run some PRs and running pretty well. But anything you all want to speak into existence?
I know me and Sam, we're gonna go for the 3K on Saturday. And we're both trying to break our school record and try to run around the 8:10 range.
Yeah.
I think that would be really solid.
And Tor's over here too. I think if all three of us can qualify for nationals, that'd be an awesome start to our program, just building it up again. And yeah, I mean, that's the goal, and get the DMR, of course, to go, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, we got to hear from the 400 guy. What are your goals?
Just tell him why you're here. What do you mean? Like why we chose you?
Yeah.
Well. Basically, we have a very not developed sprints program. It's still in the works, and so we made an all distance DMR. Like, he's an 800 guy, and he was like, you know what? I think we can get like a 50 out of you. So we're gonna try our best and just hang on to the guys who can run like 47, 48.
Yeah, it was funny. So last week we're down at Liberty running a meet, try to prepare for BU, and we're running, and Kyle runs the mile after us, and he does a workout afterwards, and later that day he was supposed to run a 4.5 miles. Yeah, he ends up running like 13.5 miles before a 4x4. He splits a 52, and our coach was like, well, if you don't have 13 miles in your legs, we could probably take a couple seconds off of that 52.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and the BU track, Jordan, what's that conversion? Is there a conversion for that?
46
miles plus the BU track. I think that's good for 3 or 4 seconds.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's all we need.
We got a 49, Adam. Let's go.
Sub 50. Let's go. I love that. The all distance DMR.
Yeah, the all distance DMR. I gotta love that. Well, cool. We don't want to keep you too long. It was good to have you guys on, and want to hear from some other teams. So thanks for joining kind of late here in the day for you all. But rest up. Big weekend, both individually for you all and as a DMR. So good luck tomorrow and Saturday.
Good luck.
Thank you, Jordan, for holding this meet. This is an awesome meet, man.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Glad to have you guys. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you. See you guys
later. All right, that was nice having another team on board. Hearing from them, good to see their rise, because Lynchburg has definitely been moving up the ranks here throughout the past few years. But Jordan, let's get back into it here. You have your notes. Let's hear what else you want to talk about.
Yeah, I'll go. We had Cassie. We've got Ella Barron. She's running the 3K. Obviously she just broke the mile record. I think she's going to be going after that 3K record. Should be a good field. There's a bunch of women seated right around her. And then behind, her, you got Ari Marks. They're running the 3K as well, coming off a really good 5K runner up in cross country. They're going to have a really strong day. And then you got the other John Hopkins women, Deanna Viza, Alex Ross. Like, John Hopkins could roll away here with 3 of like the top 7 or 8 times in the country in the 3K, which would be pretty impressive. The men's 3K, I think that has the potential for some fireworks. You've got Aiden Ryan coming off the Monster Mile. You got Alex Phillips coming off his impressive season so far. And then you have the NCAA cross-country runner-up in Elias Lindgren, who we haven't seen a ton from yet. But those 3, probably arguably 3 of the best runners in the NCAA Division III right now, all running the same event, which is going to be fun.
Can we slip you any sort of money to make sure they're all in the same heat together? I think I have your Venmo account.
I've got to seed the races tonight and start to pull those together. So we'll see what happens.
Nice.
But yeah, it's star-studded. I mean, you look at the 5K, you've got another Williams guy with Graham. I'm going to mess up the last Tui Gatos. He's seated in, the low 14s. You got Matt Kearney from MIT, another All-American. Another All-American in that 5K. I'm sure I'm missing a couple in there too. I just did a quick look. Sam, who we just saw in the 3K, seated down in the low 18s. You get to the 800s. You got Ryan Wilson from MIT. Again, he ran 148. We kind of forget this because it was unattached, but we ran 148 outdoors. Dude's fast.
Yeah, and just as you mentioned earlier, just shot 406, so he could be in the mix there in that DMR anchor leg.
Yeah, and then on the women, you got the division.
Say that again. I think you cut out there.
On the women's side, then in the 8, you've got the Division III record holder. Coming. So it's loaded. That doesn't, and then we didn't even hit the mile. You got Ian Pearson from John Carroll. You got if we think back to our track predictions too, if you remember my dark horse of the meet, who I went all in on, big fan of this guy.
Travis Martin.
Travis Martin running the mile.
Hey, he just broke the 1K.
Yep. Let's go. Big things. That's my dark horse of the meet. Travis Martin, big time performance coming in the mile.
No, I remember that you went all in on that. That was great. We're going to have you back unless you have a national meter big qualifying for the predictions.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it's just loaded. Like, this meet is so fun, whether you're a fan of Division III, Division II, because we've got the Colorado Mines guys flew out from D2, D1, pros, might be the best 5K on American soil ever. So it's going to be fun. It's a fun weekend if you're a fan of track and field and running and Division III in particular as well.
Yeah, take us through, before let's put a quick stop in predictions and all that, but I want to hear from your perspective. Now with your new role, you own the meet director title, and you mentioned you have to seed these races. So, we appreciate you taking some time with us. But what goes into, directing a meet of this substance and size? I mean, like you said, we're having anyone from the top D3 runners in the nation to all the way the top professional runners, all under one roof. There's like 300 guys running a 200, so there's a lot that goes involved with it. So what are your days like getting this organized?
Busy. We host 4 weekends in a row of really big meets. And so, I haven't had much of a life the last couple of weeks, but luckily I have a huge support team around me here. That's, one of the nice things at BU. We have tremendous resources. So I have a team that helps me get this stuff done. Our guys and women step up, they help out. They were stuffing packets for me today. So it's a team effort, but there's a lot. It's, it's the dealing with coaches, both on the pro side and collegiate side, wanting to get into the heats that they want to be in. It's having to go through and verify seeds. So that guy that seats himself at 4 flat, that's only running 410, got to change that. And so there's a lot of little things that go into it, but, again, fortunately we have a team here, and I do the logistics piece, and then there's a team that does the event operations piece and all those other things. But this is, in 2020, this meet was the largest indoor meet ever hosted at about 4,500 people. We're not quite that big this year. We tried to scale back just with COVID a little bit, and but we're pushing 4,000. Again, probably is the biggest indoor meet happening in the world this year, which is exciting. Over 4,000 entries across the 2 days. So it's a huge undertaking, but it's so much fun. If you love track and field like I do, it isn't that much work because you enjoy most of it, and it's really exciting. There's a huge payoff, coming this weekend.
As a one-time attendee of the BU meet, I still think I hear the gun still going off in the background just every 5 minutes.
So we have the Tommies. They're our starters, and the show movement. We've timed them before on like 200 meters. Like gun, they have got it down to about 60 seconds. So it's like gun goes off. You are running for 22 to 27 seconds. They have in the blocks or on the start line if they're not in the blocks, ready to go. Next gun going off like 35 seconds later. So they're incredible. They keep the show moving for sure.
It is amazing. Yeah, I ran it like I think 3 or 4 years in college. It is the best meet, and especially like for our D3 program, we didn't go to a ton of like big meets. That was the highlight of the year every single year. Like you said, you see the pros. I saw Cheserek run 3:49 like the same day that I raced a 3K. So yeah, it's like you said, as a fan of the sport, there is no other meet like that, and it's incredible that you get to incorporate the pros with the D3 aspect. It's just so welcoming to everyone. There's something for everybody. So yeah, thank you for being a part of that and putting that together. You deserve a lot of thanks. I'm glad the Lynchburg guys sent you some love, because I am sure, you got to be tired after tomorrow. And
yeah.
A couple of days.
You want to float your Venmo so people can give you like $1 or $2?
Yeah, get this man a coffee. Get this man a little.
Send it to D3 Glory Days so they keep.
Yeah, we'll forward it on to Jordan so he can have as much. I guess you're in Boston now, so it'd be as much Dunkin' Donuts as you want.
Yeah.
Star Market.
All right, let's get back into the records. We mentioned that there could be a couple that fall this weekend. Quick anecdote before we talk about that. So we all kind of knew Ella would most likely break that record last weekend. And I was texting Chris Shaw. I was like, hey, do you like know someone who's going to take photos? Like, you get a photo. And he's like, also to get you an interview. I was like, perfect. He texted me like, hey, did she break it? And I was like, dude, it's like in an hour. I got my time zones mixed up. So I'm like making waffles. And he's like, did she break the record? And I'm like, what are you doing? And like our D3 Glory Days like group chat blew up. So
yeah,
hopefully this weekend I will have my time zones correct. So that way I'm not making waffles when a record goes down and have to figure out what has just happened. So you mentioned DMR. You're thinking sub 940?
They're capable, I think. Obviously that's always tough, but I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, I mean, that's another 6 seconds off. Looking at who's in for Johns Hopkins, obviously it helps when you have a 440, but it looks like they're a little short with the depth in that team. I think their seat time was 11:42. I still think it'll be a strong race there on the women's side. We most likely won't see a record, but it's D3 2022 indoor season, and I think anything can happen. So I'm not gonna say definitively we won't see one, but that'll be a good race. Seeing Ella coming with her teammates, and really, I'm sure for a lot of these schools right now, it's just to make sure they're getting qualified. And one school in particular is Middlebury, and not only are they seated well in the DMR, but they have 4 women, I believe I saw was like 502 or faster. That's some depth there to add into the mix. 3K men's predictions before we get into the 3K women predictions. So we got Aiden 755 on a 300-meter track out at UW. Alex Phillip 1358 300-meter track in December. We haven't seen a completed 3K yet from him. It looks like he's like doing maybe some workouts in a race situation. But what are you feeling, Jordan?
I mean, it's hard to not take Aiden. He looks so good in that mile. I got to see it in person. I think he can go sub 750 if the race is there and he's feeling it. I just don't know that Alex Phillips can do the same. I think Alex is definitely a sub 8 minute guy, which we haven't seen many of those in Division 3, which is cool. We're potentially going to have 2, maybe 3. I won't rule out 3 in the same race. So that's the order I would go with: Aiden Ryan, Alex Phillips, Elias Lindgren. I think all 3 sub 805, potentially all 3 under 8.
Having spoken to Alex a few times, I think he's going to hear that and be like, all right, sweet, I'm going to break it now and prove you wrong.
No,
I think you just gave him the motivation.
That's all right. I can be the.
And then, so an interesting thing that could happen here would be Ella in the 3K setting the mile record. Obviously, Cassie just ran 9:13 9:13.
Yeah.
Ella's seated at 9:10. So already calling her shot indirectly with her seating time.
Nice. We gotta have her on real quick. Just call it again for that good luck, that double magic.
They're ready to go for it. It sounds like they're gonna take their shot and try to run really fast.
Yeah, where is she? She is 14th. So would that get her in the hot heat?
Likely we'll probably have 16 or so, 15 or 16. And obviously the front of that race will be cruising, but there'll be a ton of bodies in those 9.0s to 9:10. I think she'll have a really good group to race with there.
Yeah, I mean, you have the 2021, the first one, not the second one, cross country champ from Alabama, Mercy Changalot, and Vanessa Frazier, pro from Bowerman in there. Those are some notable names for you. Tori Gerlach from Tin Man Elite as well. So some big names that she's going to be able to mix it up with. And we saw her do that with some professionals in the mile. And so she seems to rise to the occasion. So I got to look this up. There's ever been back-to-back weekends record setting and then reset it. That's nuts.
That is crazy.
D3 needs rivalries, there we go.
Yeah. Are we ready are we ready for it though?
Be ready, Stu, because it's coming.
Nice.
And then the last one is going to hurt our team member, Emily. Potentially her record or all-time, I guess, her all-time time is in jeopardy with Esther going after it again, back-to-back weekends. I think she was off by maybe a little over half a second last weekend, running 205.9. Records like 20, I guess that's the record, but the fastest time ever from Emily is 205.1 or something like that.
And Emily's racing, so she'll be in the building.
True.
Yeah. It should be like if you're still racing and but you beat the person that sets the new record, you should be able to keep your record. Until you're done racing, you should hold on to that. Does that count?
You can
Do you have a
block
time
it.
prediction for her?
I was just actually pulling up the start list. Yeah, I mean, she's going to be in a good heat, you know, basically seed times and PBs of 202 back to 205, 206. And I've got insider info, so I know the Army West Point woman that's in that race loves to get out hard. So she'll be out sub 60 most likely. So that race, even though it's the second heat, it's going to go. She was here a couple weeks ago and was in heat 2 and got out faster than heat 1 got out. So she'll have people around her. The race is going to be going fast. Like, again, awesome environment, awesome track. I think things are set up well for her to have a great day.
Nice.
I don't know if the internet's ready for 4 D3 records in a weekend. We had 3 last weekend, then we're gonna go 4.
Stu, get
Maddie, if you're listening, get the graphics ready.
Get those tweets set.
Yeah, we need to get you have a photographer you can link us up with so we can get some Chris Chavez, Sidious Mag type content instantly when it happens.
I think Sidious Mag has a photographer here, so you should.
I'll text Chris. Yeah, I'll text the boss.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's a few photographers here. I can send you some names too.
Cool. As Noah mentions in our intro, the funds are endless. The private jets are fueled up, so
True.
We'll take care of it.
I tried to get Stu out here, and he's like, "I don't know that I can swing the $59 flight." We need some more to in the B3.
Well,
to get Stu.
here, yeah. I was legitimately thinking about it, and then I was like, you know what, that'd be pretty cool. But then all of a sudden, you're like side hustle, fun hobby. All of a sudden, takes a drastic turn when you're flying out to go. And I was like, oh, maybe we should hold off till the national meet or something like that again. But
this is on me.
Have news on that, but
I'm a lot closer. I wish I could be there. If it wasn't Valentine's Day, I would be there. That's what I'll say.
Yeah, my first Valentine's Day with a fiance, I got to make sure I'm around, not going to a track meet.
What's more romantic than a fast track and field? You know?
Yeah, coming back from I was at the Valentine invite. It's fine.
If my girlfriend was racing there, 100%, I would be there. She's still racing. Good luck to her tomorrow at the Rutgers meet and any other D3 runners there.
Shout out.
Well, Jordan, any other anecdotes, call outs you wanna say here?
No, it's fun. Like I love putting on this meet. Like, it's been a blast, all the meets we've done, and it's really cool to see. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I love seeing Division III guys come in and hold their own. And like, I think as a Division III athlete, you always have that chip, and to this day, I have that chip. And like, so I love it when you see these guys that have really cool backstories come in and do incredible things, and that's what this meet is going to have a lot of, and across every level. Whether it's Division 3, 2, or 1, there's always really cool storylines, and I think that's the fun part of our sport. And I love that you guys tell those. So big fan of the podcast, and I think these meets where you get all divisions together kind of help fuel those cool stories.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
Your seat, it's right next to me still. I still have a seat for you whenever you want to come back on for some prediction shows, some cross country analysis. I know you're in D1 now, so you at least don't have any affiliation still in D3 formally. But whenever you want to come back and talk D3, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, always will be back. Anti shout out, Pomona Pitts are not making the trip to be in the DMR. So little bit disappointed the admin there. But what are you gonna do?
Do we blame Coach Kyle there, or who are we blaming?
Always blame Coach Flores.
Well, thanks, Jordan. Appreciate everything you're doing for the weekend and setting us up and coming on in your busiest weekend at Talk D3 Tracks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, I'm out. Later.
See ya.
All right, what a show so far. We're coming up on the hour mark here, and it's a school night for a lot of you and work night for me. But yeah, excited for this weekend and kind of go back on my first rant there. think about this. You're telling someone this is my last thing. I thought about this for a while. So this is my last thing. Tell someone that Aiden Ryan runs the fastest time in D3 history, but he doesn't get the record, and ask them if that makes sense. How do we promote track when we have stuff like that happening? Again, if I'm wrong, let me know. Tell me. Mike, what are you looking forward to this weekend?
This weekend, I mean, everything we talked about, it's going to be incredible. One thing I just randomly wanted to point out, what I think is crazy is that we mentioned him, Graham from Williams, might not even be on their DMR. He is an 817 guy, has run in the 1420s, and Williams has a 152 guy on a 410 guy. So I don't know if Graham is going to be on it. But it's just crazy, the depth that we're seeing. And like we've been talking about, like Lynchburg said, they want 10 guys under 15. Everyone is so motivated to keep pushing the envelope and breaking through these barriers for D3. It's so cool to see just the depth. Like they said, the slowest guys the slowest guys now would have been the middle guys back in the day. It's just like from the top to the bottom, everyone is just pushing the envelope. Though I have absolutely no idea what we're about to see at this Boston meet. Like this last weekend was crazy. The D3 Glory Days group chat was going crazy. I think it's about to go even crazier. So it's exciting.
Yeah, the group chat. You gotta love the group chat. Yeah, no, it's gonna be good. We got some fun announcements here for everyone as we lead into the national meet. Won't say anything just yet until it's official, but stay tuned for that. We have more D3 coverage on our social media at D3 Glory Days on Twitter, at D3 Glory Days on Instagram. Be sure to follow us. You don't miss any updates from this weekend. The women compete tomorrow night at BU with the men's DMR at 6:50 p.m. The men compete in the evening on Saturday with the women. I want to say is like 12:40 p.m. for that DMR. Follow us on Twitter so that way you don't miss it.
Yeah.
We'll be back Tuesday with an interview on D3 Glory Days, and Mike and I will be back next Thursday. Probably will be after this weekend. I was hoping we would maybe do like every other weekend, but records need to be talked about. So
yeah,
we'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Good luck to everyone racing. It's going to be a lot of fun. Shout out to everyone that tuned in. But yeah, make sure follow us. We'll be posting like crazy after this Boston meet. It's going to be a good time.
See ya.